kind of ridiculous how much I love coffee. Like, I probably have a problem. All right, so you ever go see your doctor or your veterinarian and they explain something to you that just seems obvious to them and easy to them, and as they're talking, your eyes are just sort of glazing over and you're just sort of nodding your head, but you have no idea what they're actually talking about? I decided to start this segment on my YouTube channel called Medical Word of the Week. We have a lot of really cool but really crazy and confusing terms, and I figured this might be kind of fun, right? Just quick little snippet, not a long video, just throw some vocabulary at you, and that way the next time you go talk to your doctor, you might totally surprise them when you actually nod your head and the light's actually on upstairs because you know what they're talking about. Coffee. So today's medical word of the week is a doozy, and that word is intussusception. And intussusception is basically whenever one part of the GI tract backs up into the segment in front of it, essentially turning inside out and becoming like a double stuffed sausage. It's kind of like if you're, I need a prop. I need something to, there's gotta be something in here that I can, okay, I have no props. I can't, you would think this would be an easy one because it's basically a tube, and okay, so I'm just gonna go super duper high tech here. One loop of intestine, another loop of intestine right next to it. Basically what happens is one part of the intestine gets sucked up into the other part of the intestine and sits there, and it cuts off blood supply, and the outer intestine part actually starts to digest what's inside of it because it does kind of doing its job. So you end up getting some intestines that die and fall apart. Now, what causes an intussusception? Well, things like enteritis and colitis, diarrhea, things that cause straining. Intestinal parasites can cause an intussusception, so make sure to worm your puppies. Infectious causes from things like parvo, coronavirus. There's a whole slew of things that could potentially cause an intussusception. If you're lucky, you can treat the initial cause and the intussusception will correct itself. But a lot of times what happens is that intussusception will sit there, and like I said before, the intestines will basically die, and you have to take out the dead intestines and connect the good tissue that's left and hope that everything turns out okay. Usually the way this presents is the patient will start to lose their appetite, they'll start vomiting, they'll have really bad diarrhea, and they'll just overall feel crummy. Now, I just recently diagnosed an intussusception, and the way that I diagnosed it was actually through ultrasound. And intussusception has a very distinct look in ultrasound, and it looks something like this. It's basically a circle within a circle. That outer circle is the outer portion of the intestines that sucked up the other circle, which is the inner portion of intestines. And I guess you're going to get a 3-fer on this one because there are two distinct words for these parts of the intussusception. The one that's on the inside is the intussusceptum, and the one that's on the outside is the intussuscepiens. So there you go. I guess I don't have to do a word of the week for another 2 weeks, right? So there you have it, the very first word of the week. Let me know down in the comments if you heard any other weird terminology that you want me to explain. I'll be happy to do it. And let me know if this is like a cool thing, if you want me to continue to do this. Thanks for watching, and until next time, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and share. And I'll see you next week with a new medical term.